It's better than the $500 you're going to spend
Entertainment
in
business.
Writing, producing,
25.
acting.
Hi, and welcome to the Casting Couch Show. I am your host, Todd Stroik.
And I'm your co-host, Katie Seeley. Today's guest I'm really excited about. It's a friend of mine. He's been casting for 7 years. He began his casting at Ronnie Yeskel and then moved on to Fern Champion Casting, where he was part of the hit, critically acclaimed Hatfield and McCoys. He's currently working on ABC Family's hit show The Fosters and just finished on a Lorenzo de Bonaventura film, Higher Power. Here he is, Candido Cornejo.
Yeah!
Thank you for being on our show.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming out today.
Thank you for having me.
So, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your experience in the industry?
I started 7 years ago, and when people would come up to me and ask me, why did you become a casting director? I was like, I must have been on acid or something, because it's a very...
That's the first one we've got out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It must have been, because it's a very ruthless industry, as you could, you guys know, you guys are part of it.
Well, it's a little different from an actor's perspective
point of view.
than a casting director's perspective, right?
It's just as aggressive to all of us, really. The competition is always there, between all of us. But yeah, we give all the kudos to you guys because we see what you guys go through. Therefore, we're sympathetic to when you guys come in and we give you auditions and such. But I started 7 years ago. I was very, very fortunate to be working with some great casting directors. Ron.
Who was your favorite?
Ooh.
Pass.
They all have something, something different to give.
So you're in the casting room, right?
Correct.
And you're looking at submissions to bring actors in.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that pop out to you, whether it's from a headshot or more so from a resume, that look good to you, that you're like, oh, you know what, I'm going to give this person a shot, I want to see what they can bring to the table?
It really depends on what I'm working on and what I'm looking for. And so a lot of the things that I look at are experience. Do they know how to shoot a gun? Do they have stunt experience? Do they have martial arts training? They have black belts. Are they active in those things? Have they worked with stunt coordinators that I know?
Right.
So it all varies. It's
Right.
all very, very different.
I think that's a really valid point that you bring up that our audience should know, because I remember when I was a young tyke, back in my teens, and thinking about moving out to Hollywood, I always saw TV and film and thought, oh yeah, I could totally get cast in that role and they will train me how to do this or that, and that just isn't the case.
You gotta come
which is,
trained.
I think it's not everyone knows this, but those people are already highly trained in what they do.
Right.
Because in TV and film, you just don't have the time to really train people.
Especially in TV.
Usually what happens is, we get the script we get a week to do one episode, and we get the script a day or the second day, and then we have to do pre-reads on the third day, to producer sessions the fourth day, to get to a table read by the fifth day. So
That's crazy quick.
Yeah, it's really, really quick. So we don't, when we're looking through those resumes, it's we're looking for those key things because we don't have time to show you how to do those things.
I wanted to ask you the difference between co-star and guest star. Some people may not know the real difference. Can you explain that?
Well, it's co-stars is what they call it, the baby step into the show. They're the ones who's the waitress or whoever. The guest stars are the ones that are have a more relevant part in the episode.
They're the killer in the episode,
yes,
right?
They are. Yeah, they are.
At the
And
end.
it's technically it's billing and it's payment and all that stuff.
So for a co-star role like waitress number 2, how many actresses would you typically pull in for that?
8 is my magic number.
Okay.
I know it doesn't seem a lot, but it was really funny because I came from feature films to television with Scott, and then it was kind of like the magic number. So those 8 that we do bring in have to be confirmed. They have to be they make sure that they're coming in.
Right.
They fall out. And it's honestly it's 8 to 10 or whatever, but that's usually what we do, and it's important if we do select you to come in for those co-stars. Know that you are probably not going to be up against very many people.
Right.
A lot of the bigger casting offices don't read a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. Because they tend to bring in people that they know already, right? And that they can trust.
So,
if they're going to bring them in, they're going to go to producer sessions and make the casting director look good.
Now, I've also heard some casting directors say, that was great, do it a different way. And it's not because they did something bad, they just want to see if you have another choice prepared.
Yeah,
Something you would recommend?
I do it too, you know, it's like sometimes you come in and I have nothing to say, like that was great, I just want to see a second time for whatever reason. Yeah. Show me something new, just so I could see that you could do something different.
If they do the exact same thing to you, even though it was good, it's
well, you know, I mean, be careful with that because, you know, sometimes we do that because we want to make sure that we could trust you on set with the director. Okay. Just in case if something changes or they rewrite something or the producers or the executives say we're changing this now. You know, we want to make sure that we hired somebody that could do whatever it is that we asked them to do. Right. You know, so sometimes it's just that. It's just like a small little test of, you know, can you work with the director on set?
So you just said earlier that, you know, you discover people. How do you do that? Discover new faces? Do you go out to see theater? Do you do workshops,
I do
classes?
Love theater. I do workshops. I do a lot of workshops, actually. And I know it's a weird, iffy thing, workshops in this town, you know, people say. But I genuinely do enjoy discovering new talent. You know, if I see somebody special, I always keep them in my database. You know, I have my own database at home. And I remember them, and I make.
How do I hack into that database?
Yeah. Well, you know,
I'm gonna slip in Katie's picture.
It's so not
bad.
It's a stack. It's not even. You know, I shouldn't even be telling you this, but it's like it's nothing fancy. You know, we don't have time to. You know, I don't have time to put anything on an Excel sheet. Whatever. I know some people do, but I just keep like I'm very, very old school, very old fashioned. So I have all my headshots, and I just kind of go through them, and I go,
so if you come into his office, bring your 8x10.
Yes, that's a big thing, guys. I mean, that's one thing I tell all my actors. I don't care which casting office you go to, bring that headshot because you know you never know. I mean, the way I work is I have when I've done independence, it's I have my good pile, I have my maybe pile, and I have my shit pile.
Ooh, you keep the shit pile. All right.
And then
see, I flush those down the toilet.
You know, I do. Whatever. But I give my good pile to whoever is helping me. Setting people. Please set these up for callbacks or for my director sessions or whatever.
So speaking of a headshot, you want to make sure you bring in your headshot, but also bring in a headshot that looks like you.
Yeah.
Like
for these
currently.
Right. For these roundtable discussions after the whole day. I know I've been in casting sessions where I'm helping out with casting, and we'll sit there and we'll be talking about the people, and it always helps that we have a headshot be like, no, remember they did this great thing in the audition, and it reminds us what you look like and what you did.
Right.
So the actor makes it to the producer session. What are your expectations of them at that point?
From the younger actor's perspective, I've seen a lot of them come in not know who they are, my casting directors, or and I think that's very important to know who they are and to know the producers that are in the room, to know the directors that are, and to know the show.
Yeah.
The
tone.
Yeah, and the whole thing that they're coming into.
Pace,
I've bumped into a lot of actors who thought that The Fosters was a comedy for whatever reason, because it was ABC Family. I'm like, well, no, it's ABC Family's about family drama.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially since that show is finished its whole first season, so they have no excuse not to be caught up.
Yeah. I mean,
well, you can go online anywhere nowadays and watch a section of a show to get the tone of the show.
Right.
What do you think about unsolicited self-tapes?
Oh God! I feel so bad because I'm inundated with emails, right? And I know that you took the time to do this, and it's like, I can't see it. We just don't have the time.
So, Candido, do you have any last tidbits or advice for our viewing audience?
Yes, actually I do. I guess my pet peeves. I have two.
Ooh, love the pet peeves. Yeah. We should have a show that's just about pet peeves.
Yes, right. So I guess my number one is you should always know your casting director's name. That's the big one. And then two is I always tell my actors is always act. I mean, that's kind of dumb to say, I know, but I see a lot of actors that don't sometimes, and then they forget.
Class, you mean,
well, it's everything. I don't care if you're taking classes, if you're doing workshops, just always have a script.
Reading a script.
You read a script, and I just talked to a really good actor, well-known actor, says I always put myself on tape. Just to see what I could do, what I can't do, and challenge myself. Do a lot of plays. I mean, being an actor is like being an athlete or a musician or a dancer. If you stop dancing, you lose your craft. If you stop playing a certain instrument, you get a little rusty. If you stop playing a particular sport, if you practice that sport, you lose it.
Okay, so if people want to follow you or get in contact with you, like an email or do you have Facebook?
I am on Facebook and I am on Twitter.
What is your Twitter handle?
It is, it's Candido Cornejo. Just that's just that. Great. Just my full name.
Perfect.
Quite a unique name.
And Facebook? Do you have like
Cornejo Jr.,
just your personal page? Do you like people to add you and like say hi?
Yeah, say hi. You know, let me know who you are, and then but I think most important to me is email.
Right.
Email.
That's it. Just I'm very simple like that.
And your
Do you
email
have
for
a
our
public
guests?
email?
Or do you want to keep it private?
I am on IMDb Pro.
IMDb Pro, nice.
So
Okay.
You should be on IMDb Pro
yes,
as well.
you do. If you don't have IMDb Pro, you shouldn't be in this business.
Yep.
I'm just gonna
Absolutely not. You're right. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on A Couch Candido. It was
Thank
such
you.
a pleasure
Thank you for
having you
being
with
here.
us.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for tuning in this week to the Casting Couch. I'm your host, Todd Stroik. You can follow me on Twitter at Todd Stroik.
And I'm your co-host, Katie Seeley. You can follow me on Twitter at _Katie Seeley.
Please don't forget to like our Facebook page, The Casting Couch Show.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, please click below on the subscribe button so you can see all our awesome episodes with our amazing, talented guests. And
I love when you take us out on that. All right. Once
Have a
again,
great
thank you
day.
so much, and we'll see you right here next time on The Casting Couch Show.
Sparkles and flashes in California. Paper horse and playboys pump me full of celluloid. We keep it tight almost every night. Red carpet style in the door to 5. We do it right. We do